Yo, what up, Street Dogs? Here, Kim. Alright, so I think right now is actually an interesting opportunity for you to test your strength. So what does it mean to test your strength? It means that you have enough ego and you have enough desire and want to see what the limits of your capabilities are, and you kind of delight in kind of flexing to yourself to see how strong you are. Now, it's kind of interesting because generally speaking, we're taught in society to be meek, humble, and not to take up too much space, blah blah. But what if actually life was far more enjoyable and interesting, where we tested our strength, we tested our limits, and we weren't so afraid? Because I think fear is actually probably one of the biggest fetters on our lives and ourselves. And why is it that we tend to become slaves of fear? We become slaves of fear because we're taught and trained by society to be fearful. Now, I think most kids actually are not fearful. Like when I look at my niece Amelia, ever since she was the age of like 2 or 3, she was never afraid of nothing. She's like climbing trees and doing all these cool dangerous stuff, and then and then everyone's telling her like, oh, Amelia, that's dangerous, don't do that. Whereas in reality, she just wants to play and have fun. So I think there's actually this enjoyment that kids get from testing themselves and doing things which are quote dangerous, even at the risk of hurting themselves. So it's kind of fun because I think if we allow our inner child to wake up, we essentially learn that life is most fun when we're living most dangerously and where we kind of disregard our own safety. Because when people are telling us to be safe, like, okay, this is one thing I don't understand. So I kind of get it if you're a mom, you're telling your kid to be safe because you don't want your kid to get hurt or die. That makes sense, right? But when strangers tell you don't do that, you're gonna hurt yourself or it's dangerous or whatever, they almost kind of want to see you fail, because when they see you doing something that's contrary to their beliefs, their ego is affronted and hurt, and they feel that the only way for them to feel superior to you is to tell you that you're dumb and to instill fear upon you. So for example, like even with powerlifting, I've never used the belt in my life, nor will I. And everyone's like, oh, you gotta use the belt or else you're gonna hurt yourself. I'm like, yo, I freaking deadlifted 455 pounds, no belt, only chalk. And like, yo, I don't have good genetics, whatever. And so obviously if I could do it, anyone else can. And people then say, oh yeah, but you could lift so much more if you had a belt. I'm like, yo, that's not the point, right? But anyways, I'm kind of getting off topic. So the basic notion is, now is the time for you to test your strength, to see how strong you are mentally, physically. If you're stuck at home all days, you don't have the pleasure of walking, just like in a day, see how many push-ups you could do, how many sit-ups you could do, how many burpees you could do. Watch some YouTube fitness workout videos. Do stuff that doesn't require equipment. Do things that you could just do with your own body weight. Kind of have fun with it. And even for me, like I love cold training, so taking cold showers or going on cold walks. And it's a fun opportunity for me to test my own personal strength. And as a consequence, my skin, my body is actually becoming a lot stronger. And for me, even from an egotistical perspective, it's good because there's great joy I get in knowing that I'm becoming stronger. So do it for yourself, do it for your ego, do it for your vanity, and use this opportunity to test your strength.